Hello and welcome. So on this hero deck, this fresh account, I have just completed the Insane campaign. I've got my hero deck at level 58 and 59. I need to hit 70. And in order to do that, I've got plenty of options. I could jump into anything I want here. This is a good time to explore the game if you're a new player and just do whatever you feel like doing. What I want to do is run Summit a couple more times because two of my heroes don't have pets, and I want to run Throne Room one more time because one of my heroes does not have bracers. The Alchemical Labs is guaranteed to drop brooches, the Throne Room is guaranteed to drop bracers, and the Summit is guaranteed to drop a monocle, which is a mask, and a pet. So running these again is a great idea if you have empty slots on any of your heroes for accessories. During my Insane campaign run, Throne Room got me about 500,000 XP, while Summit got me 1,000,000, so Summit's going to be the clear winner there for XP, and my full run of Glitterhelm actually got me 630k or so XP, so the Summit is the clear winner for pure XP. Now, I could run Survival, and I may opt to do that, but the thing with running Survival from Wave 1 is that it's usually a pretty long commitment in terms of time. You're looking at a couple hours at least, so I'm wondering if I should just try grinding Summit. I think I'll try that and see how many levels I get. Maybe I'll change plans later if I feel like running Survival is the smart move. I definitely do want to start with a rematch for the Throne Room. I'm turning Hardcore off. Not sure if that's necessary, but my Throne Room run for the original playthrough was kind of goofy, and I wound up winning but also losing. I got the check mark though. It was super weird, but I'm gonna run Throne Room back first and get myself another pair of bracers. Beams are set up in the small lane here now, couple of 3DU each X's for the protons, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna do 2 DSTs here on a beam shooting down the boss lane. That way I can put a couple of towers here to help defend on some ogres and stuff, and I can just make sure this lane is okay because it was really a problem last time. I think those beams are placed well enough to do what they need to do and hold down this lane for me. Yeah, this is looking a lot better, but time will tell. Wave 5 will be what really says what's good enough. Alright, here's a problem. I've got a mage here, and he's standing next to the beam. He's not actually in it, so I'm going to have to move the beam over, and to be truthful, it looks like it would be a much better placement for the whole lane if I did slide it in. I guess he turned and now he's dead, but I am going to move these beams, and then I also did drop a flame burst over here on this lane because I took the electric ore away from over there. It wasn't really doing much damage, very little compared to the beam. Alright, I'm going to hit the beams with some upgrades. I'm going to upgrade pretty much everything just to make sure everything's got a good amount of health. I don't really want to have to worry about anything during the boss fight. And one thing I'm going to make sure I don't do this time is direct missiles from the boss into the DSTs. I did that last time, both times in Hard and Insane. Not a smart move, but yeah, that placement on these beams here is just a lot better for the enemy pathing because they come down the inside of the stairs anyway, so that makes a lot more sense. Everything is upgraded and repaired. Man, this went so much smoother than the first time I did it. Some additional stats and some better planning make a big difference. So the EV is going to be a little more tanky. I'm going to be able to jump around a little better. Ooh, that missile barely missed the DSTs. But the between the extra HP and the survivability... what's taking damage here? This crystal. I think an archer hit it, maybe. But, yeah, being able to jump higher and stuff and move around better makes this so much easier. I could just jump over him, which is pretty cool. Man, that was so much smoother than the first time I did it. I did miss the XP bonus from not having crystal damage on 2 of the waves. Oh well. Let's pop the chest, take the bracers, and I'll pop those, get that out of the way, onto the monk. He doesn't have them. Alright, bracers acquired. Let's see how much XP I actually get from this too. 661k, that's pretty good, and I would have maybe done this a little faster too if I wasn't chatting so much. But back to the tavern, and next up, the Summit. I'm going to leave Hardcore off for this one, and I'm going to try the DST cheese, like the spam that you can do with endgame stats, and you can do it in Nightmare too. I don't see why it wouldn't work in Insane, but I just want to check out what kind of range I have. It'll hit both doors. I'm not really too worried about the north side You don't really get ogres out of the north side. I'm more concerned about the south side, but these are going to be nice cleanup. That's what I'll try. DST spam incoming. All right, this will be an easy wave. I've got 100 mana left. I don't know. You can't go wrong with proton beams. Just more enemies in general in the back. I feel a little more like the back here is going to be a bigger issue, and I'm very tempted to kind of do something a little different than I did. Well, the DSTs got them before I could see their pathing. That's good to know. It's good to know that the DSTs reach back there. Looks like it's not quite good enough to hit the minor enemies. I'm going to have to make them a little wider. They need to basically go down here like this. That looks a lot better. Let's see if that works. Yeah, maybe the DSTs aren't quite enough. Good thing I was here, I guess, right? A couple more enemies coming up, and we're good. So I'm going to add some ensnares here. I'm thinking here is good. Hardcore is off, so I don't have a build timer. Here's good too. Man, this map is rough with the build timer because it's kind of big. It's kind of small in terms of total square footage, I guess, but vertically it has several different levels, so it feels bigger, like it's more to traverse. Ensnare looks good right about there. That'll be fine. And now I've got 534 mana left. I want to do some more DST spamming up in here. I'm just going to assume a 60U beam is going to make the most sense here. And just slap down some more DSTs as I go. One more for the road. This one going to go south also. And angled. These I like to angle because I want to cover the flyer lanes. You end up getting some flyers on this side eventually, pretty sure. I'm seeing a flaw in my placement here on these ensnares. What I can actually do is put them here-ish, about here, and they'll cover both lanes. So they'll cover when the enemies come out, and they'll slow them here, and then they'll slow them again here, which is totally worth losing a bit of coverage in front of the stairs. Slowing them twice is going to help out quite a bit when they start coming in a little heavier. So I'm going to totally put them over here. That just seems like the smart play. The DST spam continues here. Going to have a fourth going facing the back. I think I've got so much DU left that if I do 10 or 12 here total, that'll be enough. And then I can maybe plant one on each of the boss locations, like where he can drop in at, and give me some extra damage on the boss when he gets knocked and, you know, comes over to say hi. Okay, slight change of plans. I've got DSTs stashed up here on the east and west lanes. I've got one way out there. I sold a couple of the DSTs facing north, so I've got 4 here total, that's it. And I've got explosives in each lane, still with the ensnares. That way, if anything does get close, it'll get blown up by an explosive trap at least. That should stop anything from sneaking in to get any damage on my crystal, potentially. Looks like the explosives are getting triggered, and it appears that there'll be enough to hold it down. This is only wave 4. A little too soon to tell. We've got 2 ogres down here, but now they're dead. The wall didn't take too much of a beating. I'm thinking the armor is going to help this wall out quite a bit. Well, I've got orcs making it to my crystal here. That is no good, so I'm going to have to deal with that on the fly. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell a couple of these and drop some flame bursts. So we'll see. Bit of an improvisation here. Wasn't counting on that, but maybe this will be better. Who knows? Well, I can overcharge everything from right here, which is pretty nice. Overcharge being an 8-second buff with a 5-second cooldown. I can keep it up, but it costs too much player mana to keep up 100% of the time. Still, probably the most productive thing I can actually do on the field as the apprentice. Showtime. Alright, he's coming this way. I don't think I'm going to make the first harpoon. That's okay. It was kind of worth it to upgrade that stuff, in my opinion. Here he comes. Alright. Man, of course he goes center, the one lane where I don't have a DST. Ready to do some damage. I'm going to have to worry about being harassed Great. Heal up. All right, keep at it. I have to keep my wall in the back of my mind, I think. That's going to be the biggest thing. That's going to help the build stay up. I've got ogres dead south, which is good. Man, this weapon does so much damage. An apprentice staff, 5 projectiles. You can't beat it. You really can't. Man, he went middle both times. Imagine if I had those DSTs there. Oh my god. Well, you know what? I was just going to say, if I wasn't reckless, maybe I could survive and play it on hardcore, but there's why I don't. One shot. Oh my god, that portal. Being trolled. I'm pretty sure he's going to leave after this. Oh my god, get out of here. The one nice thing about him going middle is, him going north, is that getting the next knock is usually a lot easier, because if he goes south, you don't have much time to react if he's east or west. But him going north, yeah. Oh, hey, now he shows up here. And my DST is going to do some damage too. So, all right. Not bad. I bet I could squeeze out a hardcore win if I was really careful. I'm going to try it, but man, those fireballs, they just come in, and you really can't survive that without armor and stuff. All right, show me a speedy. Striking again. Well, wow, look at that power roll. 16 power range rate. If nothing else, that's a sweet upgrade for my, wow, I can't complain about that. All right, I'm just going to stick this on another hero that doesn't really need fortify that much, I guess, my Huntress, and run it back for my EV to get her a gemstone as well. Hopefully speedy or powerful, and another million XP. So I'm gonna hit replay, and you know what? I'm gonna hit the tavern, and I'm gonna try it on hardcore once. If it fails, it fails. No big deal. I'll just be really careful. All right, that worked out pretty good. Gonna do something similar here, at least kind of similar. I'm gonna make it so that I've got more defenses in the front there, and I'm just gonna ditch the DSTs that I used to assist me on those boss lanes. I don't think those were worth it at all. My weapon does a lot of damage. Speaking of which, I think I'll add a couple levels into this weapon. I'm kind of settling into this being my main weapon here, so I don't think it's a waste of money if I just chuck a couple levels into it. It's a lot of gold though. Maybe one. I'll do one level for now. Looks good. All right, and a similar setup here, but I'll put a flame burst right here. Anything coming into the middle down there, gonna get blown up by the flame burst, as well as the DSTs. And I did add a bit of range to my stats too with the level up points, so they'll shoot a little farther. Man, I gotta be on my toes here. This is hardcore. Gotta collect mana and stuff. Man, no build timer. You don't realize how nice it is until you have one again. So I'm gonna chuck the ensnare down here. I'm pretty sure I want that. The explosives seemed like a good idea too, and it seems like they sweep out wide enough to actually trigger that. But if they don't, I can always do the same thing I did before. This time a 5 DU wall, because I know I'm gonna have some extra DU compared to last time, and a buff beam down here. That'll cap off that lane, and it's done. I don't have to come back here to build anymore. I've got 23 seconds. What do I do up here for 23 seconds? Let's try some ensnares. I do think that was a good place to have those ensnares, covering multiple lanes like that. I think it worked, but am I going to get them all down? That's the question. One more, 8 seconds. Here we go. Come on. You got this. Oh my god. Oh, that was way too close. But here I am, back on the Apprentice. Having some casting speed in your stats is pretty nice. Insufficient resources. Does allow you to build a good bit faster, which is really, really clutch if you're planning to build mid-wave like I am. All right, the clock is ticking. I know I want a buff beam down here again. Max length, whatever I can fit in here is going to be good. Man, an unfortunate spot where I put these, because I'm going to have to deal with this torch being here. I don't know if that's going to hurt me or not. Should be fine. I'm going to put the explosives back, but I'm also going to drop gas traps just to really stop enemies in their tracks here. I'm thinking that's going to be worth it, and I'm almost certain I'll have the DU to do it. All right, I'm not going to get this down. Ooh, I did. Oh my god. What? Okay. Way too risky, but yeah, we're back into business here. Gonna keep planting these DSTs down and gonna try to stay out of trouble. I'm a little concerned about Dark Elves rushing me, but we'll see. A single orc did make it to the crystal, took a swing, and then got taken out by a DST. I would put walls down here, but what tends to happen with the walls is Dark Elves just rush over and chew them up anyway, so it feels like a waste of DU. Trying to stay out of the lanes. I don't want to get blown up by a kobold. That's usually how I die. Gonna sneak in when the waves are clear like this in these gaps. Try to get my mana collecting done then. All right, yeah, this is a bad place to be. I'm getting the heck out of here. Man, cruising through these levels. It's been pretty quick, and the one thing I like about leveling here is that this does not feel like a grind. This is a fun map. It's a boss fight. I knew I was going to miss that. I don't know why I even bothered trying. But that's why I like doing it this way to level to 70 and not grinding survival. I think this is a little more fun. There's another orc there. I need to watch out for Dark Elves. Ooh, I got him. Nice. Alright, another overdrive. He's over here now, and he's breathing fire. That's actually better for me if he breathes fire when I'm heading over. Less fireballs to worry about. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the Dark Elves to come swarm me. This feels super sketchy to do this because I have a bit of a blind spot. He's already leaving too. I think I'm going to miss him. Stay. Yes. Dark Elves. Just waiting for the Dark Elves to sneak up on me. Alright. The DSTs look okay still. Where are you going to be, boss? Oof. Of course. I'm not going that way. I need to watch out for kobolds. Man, this is actually pretty nerve-wracking because I know if I get swarmed by Dark Elves, I might die. This is a safe little spot here from fireballs, but if he breathes fire, it might catch you. Yes, very nice. Oh no! Oh boy. See, this is way more fun than survival to me. I mean, hey, nothing against you. If you want to grind survival to get your levels, by all means, do it. Enjoy yourself. But this is like, man, I just love the boss fights in this game. All right. Got him. We're on hardcore. Yeah, I know you can't see it because my camera's in the way, but yeah, that was hardcore. Nice. All right. Show me the money. Come on. Make this one the speedy. Let's go. Let's go. Powerful. All right. I'll take it. 4 stats, too. Anything that's going to help me kick out more damage is nice. What level was that? Yeah, I think 18 is about as high as you're going to see, even with hardcore on, unfortunate. But, hey, powerful is great. What that's going to let me do is actually sit on some defenses, a couple of like DSTs or something, and they're going to hit way, way harder, which is going to be useful for breaking into Nightmare. All right, and I'm 66, so going to G it up. Let's see the XP here. Less than 1 million, but right about almost 1 million. Okay, not too bad. I'm going to give that one more go on hardcore just because it's fun, and I'll show you what I get at the end. Ooh, all right. Yeah. Another hardcore win for you there. 68, almost 69. One more run, and I'll be 70, and I'm not inclined to stop. Another powerful. All right, that's a lot of range. Wow, 12 range on that. Here's kind of the final verdict on the build. I've got 6 and 6 on a 60U buff beam, 6 south, 6 north, both sides angled at respective corners here to kind of split the aim. I got the flame burst up on the torch now with the reflect in front of it. Not sure if it's really necessary, but I don't think it's worth the risk of them throwing snowballs up here and blowing it up. And then the same deal down here. I've got the explosive, the buff beam, and the 5DU wall. Does pretty good down here. Doesn't take too much damage. 6 DSTs hammering away. Does quite a bit of damage. I also did get an upgrade on each of the ones facing south. Not necessary on the ones facing north. And I managed to get enough mana to max out the buff beam. And here was the solution for not catching any enemies on this north crystal. An explosive here and an explosive here to catch anything that does happen to make it on both lanes, or all of the lanes. I've got 2 explosive traps That seemed to do the trick, and I was able to put them far enough apart to where they wouldn't chain. But yeah, this was kind of the build that I landed on. I think this is the build too. It worked for me pretty good. I didn't take any crystal damage, so I'm closer to 1.2 million XP for that. But I'm gonna run it back one more time because I'm enjoying myself here. I'm liking these runs, so I'm gonna do it one more time, and hopefully I'll hit 70 in one more run. All right, I got a lucky fire breath here. This might be a 2-cycle. Yes. Wow. Okay, so a couple things for doing this efficiently. He's going to spawn in here every time the fight starts here. As soon as you see him turn in the direction that he's going to fly in, make a break for it, run to that direction, cut this corner and just spam the E key and let that rip as fast as you can. I've gotten him twice in a row doing that. And then what I usually do right after, run back to my DSTs, hit the overdrive, and then see which lane he's coming in and head on over. I did also find this very helpful, and it's probably the reason that I 2-cycled him. I upgraded my attack here. I actually put some points into attack and a bit into vitality, but because the lower points are weighted so heavily, you get a ton of attack for putting just some points in. So 50 here did quite a bit of work for me. Twice in a row, no crystal damage, another sturdy rip. But hey, I'll take a powerful any day. So another monocle, and I actually hit 70 before the boss fight. I think I was, I didn't, oh, there it is, 1.165. Not a ton of gold doing it this way is the thing that I'll say about this method. The leveling was quick. I did one throne room run, one non-hardcore summon, and then 2 hardcore or 3 hardcore summon runs. In my opinion, a fun way to do it. That said, if you did grind survival, you'd probably have more gold, but I do have quite a bit of gear here to sell now. I'm at 111 items, and I can fish through, look for some upgrades, and sell all this stuff, and have a good amount of gold to dump into my gear from there. Alright, after some very intense inventory management, I've ended up with 250 power here. Spent all of my gold pretty much after I sold all my stuff. I had like 4 or 5 million gold or so. And here's what I did. Everyone's got a main stat of over 200, 202 for the power on the Huntress, and I'll show the stats, how I've distributed them. A lot of my points here, a lot of my stats are from these points. The gear is not maxed, anywhere near maxed. I've got 200 range on the Monk with some fort and power, and then 250 for Fortify on the EV and 150 power. Fortify being her main stat. Now I'm shifting her over to primarily be a Waller and Buff Beamer, and Fort and Power are the best stats for her at this point. But her gear was more of a concern. I wanted more stat points for her and the Apprentice, so they have level 7 and level 8 gear, whereas my Huntress and Monk are at level 4, 5, and 6. Now here's why I did that. I spread my gold evenly to get the most out of it, and I got the most points as a result. I also stressed the levels on the gear over the accessories. The accessories, the levels can get pretty expensive, but also you're not getting the 40% bonus on the stat points like you are with the armor on the accessories. And then the pets, if you really wanted to min-max this stuff, you could grind out a couple more maps and swap the pets in that are level 1, because they accrue XP and the level ups on them can be free. So you can get some free stat points out of your pets if you plan it right. Something else you can do, but spreading the gold around even is pretty nice, and I think I'm fully ready to jump in to the Nightmare campaign and start progressing forward. And probably I'll stop at Ancient Mines to farm up some survival. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream that or make a video, but here's something interesting. So on Nightmare, what you'll notice is this staff was kicking out so much damage. I added some points to attack, and I also maxed it out. So in Insane, I'm doing 78k damage, and that was enough to 2-cycle the boss on that last run. 70k damage, somewhere around there. But watch what happens when I swap the Tavern over to Nightmare. All of a sudden, I'm only doing like 12k damage. And the same thing happens with range on auras and stuff. They're smaller now. A lot of things get nerfed when you swap into Nightmare. It's a little more challenging, so your stats don't carry you quite as far. All that said, a DPS weapon on an Apprentice with a gemstone, powerful or speedy, gonna be just fine for jumping in, but I'm gonna save that for next time. Thanks so much for watching. Any questions, of course, hit me up in the comments section. Links to Twitch, where I stream a lot live DDA, mostly endgame stuff, and my Discord, both in the description. Check them out if you're interested, and thank you so much for watching.